right, welcome everybody. Week 1 press conference, Grizzly football. Got Coach Hauck and team captains Brandon Casey and Trevin Gradney with us. As always, raise your hand. I'll pass the mic around so folks at home could hear. But Coach, we'll start with your first thoughts. Obviously, team just wrapped up fall camp. Your thoughts on camp and Missouri State coming to town for the season opener soon.
Thanks, Taves. We'll try to get to everybody's questions. I'm sure we'll be able to handle it in time. We're meeting over at the University Center this week, so we have to cut it short today. So we'll try to get to it, make it happen. It's the first game. Obviously, we're excited to be in game week. As the head coach or staff, we're always concerned that we won't be ready to execute at a high level. That's just the way it is with first games. We try to be prepared, and we'll prepare right up till kickoff to try to get that done. With that being said, I think we've had good work with our team this summer. I like the older players have taken charge and a real leadership role in terms of trying to get us where we need to be, and so this Saturday we'll get to find out, exactly where that sits. Missouri State's a good football team. I think they're a tough team. They have many returning starters, and I always think that veteran football teams are good football teams. So they're very veteran. So I know that this will be a major challenge this weekend. I really think at the end of October we'll see them as a contender in the Missouri Valley. I just think they've got a lot of returning players, and I think they're going to have a good season. So we've got our hands full Saturday. We don't know if they've changed or adapted. We know what we've seen, and we're just excited to play this weekend.
Questions?
Coach, just your biggest takeaways from camp, just what kind of stood out, as you kind of wrapped it up last week and get ready for game week?
We had good competition at a lot of positions. That continued from the spring. Thought it was pretty physical, but we held up to that pretty well. And I just think the attention to detail and the effort level, competitiveness, all that was good by our players.
You mentioned you expect Kaylee and Logan both to play. What did you like, I guess, what they did this camp? What kind of stood out about the two of them as they prep for the season?
Well, like any position, when they're splitting time and sharing the 1 and 2 reps, one guy's going to have a better day than the other one on any given day. But I thought both those guys performed well, and we're going to play them both. The offensive staff will sit down midweek and have our final discussion on what that's going to be exactly.
Trevin, a lot of new guys on defense, some new faces, transfers, whatnot. So what'd you like about the competition on that side of the ball and just kind of get some new guys in the mix this camp?
Yeah, like Coach said, we had a lot of competition at various different positions, including my own. And I think we all responded well. Just trying to build a tough football team. That's it. So it was good.
Bobby, just with the offensive line, where did you see them make strides during camp, and how are you feeling about that group coming into game week?
Yeah, I'll kick that to Brandon here after. I'll just be brief and say that I think we've got 9 or 10 guys we feel are able to compete at a Division I level, and I thought that they worked really hard, both in the off season and through the spring and fall practices. I'm excited to watch them play Saturday. What do you have to add to that?
I think the competition over the past few weeks was great. I think that there's a lot of younger guys who have come a long way, and who are looking for an opportunity to play.
Yeah, just how has the cohesion among that group been going as you brought in a couple transfers during the off season?
Yeah, we brought in a few transfers, but they fit right in. They're great dudes, and if you're a good dude in this program, you fit right in.
That's right.
Brandon, just to be named the captain, how cool is that for you? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's a huge honor. there's a lot of guys on this team who are great leaders, and it's an honor to be selected.
In fall camp, you're going against your own guys over and over again. How excited are you just to play against somebody else?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think everyone's excited. We haven't played anyone else other than ourselves since January, and we're all ready.
And then for you and Trev, when you have a physical fall camp, how much do you think that prepares you for game one when and a lot of teams kind of, maybe don't go as physical as you guys go?
Well, I mean, football's a physical game. I think you have to train that way, and I think it sets us up well for the first game.
Yeah, I don't have really much more to say about that. I think we do those things right around here. We always have a tough camp. I haven't been in a camp that hasn't been tough. So yeah, it's just built a tough team.
Trevin, it's first game, under the lights, black out there. Obviously, the fans, are going to be going crazy. Just like, what's the excitement level? It's been a while since you've been able to run out of the tunnel, so just knowing that that's on the horizon. How exciting is that?
Yeah, I mean, playing here is always great, right? Everybody in the locker room loves it. Everybody wants to get on that field. So yeah, I can't wait for Saturday. But preparation's got to take place first, so that'll be good.
Coach, offensively, what stands out for what they do or personnel-wise that stands out to you?
Well, it's always, in this day and age, it's hard to know personnel. There's so many people flip-flopping around the country on rosters. I mean, people don't know their own team, let alone the opponents. So that's always difficult. In terms of their offense, the guy that's starting at quarterback has played a lot. He started 4 games for him a year ago until he got knocked out for the season. They're veteran up front on offense. I think 4 returning starters. The running back is really good. Good talent receiver. So like I alluded to earlier, they have a lot of veteran players coming back that have played a lot of football. So they're gonna have a good football team.
What about defensively, and then in game one? I imagine it's maybe more in-game adjustments than a week 11 game. I don't know. Are there more in-game adjustments in the first game of the year, and what's that like from the staff perspective?
Potentially can be. It's hard to predict. We know what they've done in the past, offense, defense. It's going to be a mirrored answer here. They've got a lot of guys back.
You touched on the personnel a little bit. They do have a first-year head coach. Do you know anything about him specifically? What
He's
he brings?
not a first-year head coach.
Coach Beard.
Second year.
My fault. Second year. So, do you know anything about him specifically and what he brings to the table?
Well, we know what they did last year, and he was the head coach there last year. That's what we know. We'd like to share some practice film, but nobody's real energetic about doing that. So we're making our best guesses, and as I mentioned earlier, I think they're a tough football team. I think they play hard. I think that reflects the head coach.
Bobby, them moving up to the FBS, does that have any impact on this season at all?
For us?
I mean, I guess just in general, the state of their program?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It doesn't, I don't think they're allowed to be in the playoffs. So, yeah, that has effect on them.
Trevor, what do you think of this challenge? I know you probably haven't looked at it much, but just your first home game of your senior year.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of them yet. Just started brushing up on them over the weekend. But yeah, I think everybody in the locker room's excited. We got a good group of dudes just ready to attack it. So it'll be good on Saturday.
Brandon, how have you seen the offensive line come together throughout this offseason, and how's it going with a new position coach?
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of taken a step back this spring, relearned the language, so to speak, that Coach Pete came in here with. And from what I've seen over the last couple of weeks in camp, is that guys are really competing. We're coming off the ball really well, and everyone's looking for an opportunity.
Coach, I don't know if you've seen the new kickoff in the NFL and how they've kind of changed it. If so, thoughts on that, and if you think that college should adopt something like that, or it's perfect as it is?
I haven't seen it.
Anybody else?
Trev, just 'cause I think Brandon was asked, but I don't think you were asked earlier, just for you to be voted a team captain, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, huge honor, especially in this program, especially with a lot of dudes that could have done that job. It was very good to be voted by my teammates into that, and I'm again greatly honored. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Good job, gang. Good to see everybody.